Miller's 29-yard punt gives the ball to the Green Bay Packers. 1st and 10. They have it at their own 21-yard line. 9:51 remaining in the half. Len Dickey, of course, the quarterback.
49ers waited to make a change defensively. They've gone to a 4-man defensive front now. Ted Benson has come in for Totolo.
Cordell Middleton is the tailback in here now for the Green Bay Packers. And that is a screen left, and a penalty marker goes down. Ellis is carrying the ball, and he's out of bounds at the 31. Scott Hilton made the tackle. There is a marker to be checked out.
There was some blocking downfield before the ball was thrown. James Lofton was actually making a block.
James Lofton getting in there on that conference right there. Interference against the Green Bay Packers. We'll get a further explanation from the referee, Jerry Seaman, in a moment.
The thing Green Bay has done well in the first, they have gotten the ball to Lofton. I think it's something they have to do, being the quality receiver that he is.
Pass interference, number 80, offense.
You had it, James Lofton.
And Lofton went down and made some contact before the ball. He's not allowed to do that. They came back to that same screen that Harper broke up a few minutes ago.
1st and 20 now at the 11-yard line.
Cleveland leading Baltimore 14-6 in the second quarter.
Cordell Middleton still in there on the right set in this alignment. Lofton incomplete. Lofton incomplete. Ted Benson putting pressure on.
And we have another flag down. There's that Browns Colts score. We have another penalty.
Holding against the Green Bay Packers.
Ted Benson was complaining. Darrell Goforth is the left guard that blocks on Ted Benson.
Holding, number 57, offense.
Darrell Goforth. Decline.
They have 2nd and a bundle right now anyway.
2nd and 20 at the 11-yard line. Middleton's carrying, but not far. Closed off by Archie Reese.
Hoping to break a long run there, 2nd and long. Thinking that the 49ers would think pass. You would think Green Bay coming in this game would like to throw the ball an awful lot against the secondary of San Francisco. They're giving up over 68% completions against them.
3rd and 20 at the 11-yard line for the Green Bay Packers. 49ers are leading 13-3. We're in the second quarter.
76 flag! 76!
And Dickey slips a little at the 1-yard line. He's dropped at the 2-yard line. Oh my, Jimmy Webb wasn't on the tackle.
Well, he doesn't get any time this time. You see him go back. Good rush. Give the front four a lot of credit. Webb sneaking through there. He beat Stokes to the inside, got in there, applied the pressure, and gets the sack.
4th and 29 at the 2-yard line in punt formation now. David Beverly's back to do the kicking. They've dropped Mark Lee and Freddie Solomon back.
49ers could come away with excellent field position.
Make that Dwight Hicks. Dwight Hicks is the 22 they've dropped back. Solomon has it at the 37, at the 35. Solomon down the sideline. There's a penalty marker. There's a marker well back upfield.
We're going to get a clip.
At about the 31, 32-yard line.
Looked like Bobby Farrell hit somebody from behind that time. And I don't know that the man would have made the tackle, so it's a very costly one for San Francisco.
Clipping against the San Francisco 49ers. Hurt on the run back, so wherever they end up spotting it, it'll be 1st and 10.
Atlanta's got another field goal, Lindsay, against St. Louis. It's now 17-6. St. Louis leading the Falcons.
Personal foul. Clipping team on the run back.
Bobby Farrell was lucky he didn't get his name called.
When play is resumed, the 49ers will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 47-yard line.
Now comes Miller time. The flag is dropped, the race is a memory. And now you're coasting into the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
If you got the time, if you got the time, we got the beer. If you got the time.
Hi, my name's Jerry. We're identical twins.
Well, almost.
I like this 1981 Toyota truck because it's tough.
I like
49ers leading by a score of 13-3, have the ball in Green Bay territory. 1st and 10 now at the Packers 47-yard line. Steve DeBerg has quarterbacked the 49ers throughout this ball game. Clark comes out to a wide right. They've got Linville Elliott on the slot right. DeBerg over the head of Cooper. Mike Butler pressuring.
They had everybody up. He came with the blitz. He had to throw the ball away because they had Cooper covered coming out of the backfield. He did a lot of jumping around right before the snap of the ball, and you see the pressure he's getting. Butler right in his face. You see the coverage on him. That's why he had to throw the ball away. Take a look what DeBerg is seeing. DeBerg sees Cooper really has to give ground because Butler's back there with him. But because of the coverage, he threw it high and saved the loss.
2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line. Penalty mark at the line of scrimmage. Clark incomplete. Casey Merrow putting the pressure on.
Well, they did the smart thing then by going on through with the play. They realized they had a free play then, wanted to make a big play out of it, and then refuse the penalty. They didn't connect.
Offsides against the Green Bay Packers. Jerry Seaman, the referee.
Offside, number 90, defense.
Ezra Johnson. Make it 2nd and 5 now at the 42-yard line.
Boy, 1978 was he outstanding. 20 and a half sacks he had that year. Boy, he hurt that ankle and he missed 5 games last year. He just hasn't been the same since.
Freddie Solomon's in a wide left. Linville Elliott in motion outside right. DeBerg. Clark incomplete. Dwight Clark crossing. 3rd and 5 at the 42-yard line.
But again, the pressure forced DeBerg to throw the ball away. Had to throw the ball out in front of him, and the man is doing a good job in there for the Packers is Mike Lewis, number 66. Butler coming in. You see right at the bottom of that stack is 66, Mike Lewis.
DeBerg started today. First time he started since October 12th. Cowboys sacked him 5 times that day. 3rd and 5 here. Elliott in motion outside left. 5 wrong and nothing. Just nothing to Cooper. Mike Jolly, Mike Douglas. There at the handoff.
Sure, Green Bay has confused the 49ers a little bit. They're going with 4 down linemen. I'm sure the 49ers were expecting the 34 defense, and again that time they came with the blitz.
The barefooted kicker, Jim Miller, is in now. Cassidy is deep. Goes out of bounds. There's no run back. It'll be lined up along the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Well, he kicks the ball a long way, end over end.
Even barefooted on a cool day.
Introducing the revolutionary twin action shaving system, engineered to outperform twin blades. The new Norelco Rotatract razor. Inside 3 floating heads, Rotatract works like twin blades to grip hair. Raise it up, then razor it off, hundreds of times a second, for a shave that's twin blade close, without a nick or cut. The new twin action Norelco Rotatract razor. Twin blade closeness, but no gotcha.
I looked at Datsun 280ZX and Porsche 924 because I wanted a refined sports car. Then I looked at and drove this new Mazda RX-7, and that's all it took.
Just one look, that's all it took. Yeah, just one look, that's all it took.
The Mazda RX-7 keeps getting better. Even the mileage is 24% better than last year. And the more I looked, the more I liked the looks of its price.
The more you look, the more you like.
Next Saturday, the LA Times 500 roars onto the CBS Sports Spectacular, and the battle of the NFL cheerleaders continues. Next Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Charles White has scored his second touchdown of the game. The Browns lead the Colts 21-6. Minnesota Vikings leading the Lions 10-0. Tommy Kramer back playing well today. 67-yard pass to Ted Brown.
First and 10 for the Packers. They have the ball at their own 18-yard line. Make the handoff to Turdell Middleton. And it's complete. Gathered in at the 35-yard line. Andrew Thompson.
He fumbled the ball. They're calling the ball down, though. Let's take a look and see if it is. A tough catch by Thompson coming across the middle. Good pass protection this time. Good throw. See if he's down when he loses the ball. A little close. 17 yards and a first down.
Turdell Middleton jitterbugs his way across to the 41-yard line. Picked up 6 on the play to make it 2nd and 4. The Packers have beaten the 49ers 8 straight times here at County Stadium. San Francisco last won here on November 23rd, 1958. Wyatt Tittle threw 3 touchdown passes that day. Lead the 49ers to a 33-12 win. Hugh McElhenney gained 159 yards rushing.
So that Washington got on the scoreboard, trailing the Bears 35-7 now.
This is Ellis. He's got the first down, 50. Out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Willie Harper ran him out.
So we talked about in the opening, Lindsey, the other dimension that this man, Gary Ellis, gives the Packers. Hard man to bring down at his size. He breaks tackles here to pick up another first down. Just pushing people away.
He spells that first name, by the way, G-E-R-R-Y, and he pronounces it Gary. First and 10 now for the Packers at the 49ers 48-yard line. Penalty mark at the line of scrimmage. Out into the flat. Middleton out there. Just about the line of scrimmage, but a penalty mark and be checked out. Archie Reese made the stop.
You could hear that time Len Dickey emphasizing the hut, 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 and he actually did it. He made the second one louder than the third one, and he pulled them off sides.
That's the 49ers. But you'll make it a first and 5.
They've taken the head bob away from the quarterbacks. Quarterbacks used to like to bob their heads a little bit.
Offside defense.
Well, that's who it'd be, the defense. It's first and 5 at the 43-yard line.
I don't know, a lot of times you change your count number and your offensive team jumps offside.
Andre Thompson goes out to a wide right. Lofton comes to a wide left. Turdell Middleton on a screen left. Webb and was dropped at the 45-yard line. Charles Johnson finally made the stop with Ted Benson.
Middleton's called 2 passes behind the line of scrimmage. One on the penalty right before this play. And he said, "There's a lot of white shirts out here around me."
Loss of 2 makes it 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line. 49ers are leading by a score of 13-3, and we have 5 minutes 37 seconds left to play in the first half in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Right on across. This is Ellis. Ellis to the 35. Ellis. First and 10 at the 23-yard line for Gary Ellis.
Well conceived play that time. They brought Paul Kaufman, the tight end. He backed him off the line, and as soon as they backed him off the line and brought him in motion, the linebacker played a little soft. And you see the block, Goforth goes out and makes a good block. Hilton misses the tackle right beyond the line of scrimmage, and Ellis picks up another first down.
And it is at the 49ers 23-yard line. Lofton to the left side, Andre Thompson to the right side. Dickey with the ball. Lofton has it inside the 5-yard line. James Lofton, first and goal at the 3.
Excellent timing on this play. See Charles Johnson coming up. Lofton breaking in, but watch how quickly he catches the ball. Just as soon as he gets into this opening, the ball arrives. It has to be thrown on time. White Hicks there to making the play. And first and goal to go for the Green Bay Packers.
49ers leading 13-3 now, and the Packers driving, and here is a penalty to be explained.
A little late hit.
Personal foul against the 49ers.
Defense. First down.
First and goal at the 1.5. Dardell Middleton's in the right set. Ellis is in the left set. Middleton at the 1-yard line.
Boy, Middleton did a good job to get back up even to the line of scrimmage. He gets a lot of pressure very quickly from Jimmy Webb. And he slips out of it and he keeps fighting to keep the ball close.
Packers are in a double tight end. Paul Kaufman, Bill Larson both in there. Second down and goal at the 1-yard line. Middleton in the left set this time. Gary Ellis in the right set. Middleton dived and was pushed back and did not get in. Dardell Middleton tried to dive it in and did not make it.
Boy, just good, tough defense down in here close. You really would like for your offensive team to blow the people off so you can get in. He tries to go over the top. Everyone submarine stacks up the offensive line, and it's still now 3rd and goal. The Cowboys and the Giants all tied up. Robert Newhouse has scored his 2nd touchdown of the day.
3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. Middleton left, Ellis right. Dickey the quarterback. Larson in motion across. Middleton, touchdown Green Bay. Dardell Middleton took it in.
Made a good play this time, but sending the man in motion. And he finds a seam to cut back through. Terry Totolo played it a little wide that time. Picked up a good block, and he cuts back in for the touchdown.
It's 13-9 with a conversion attempt coming. Tom Burney to attempt the conversion here. Beverly holding for him. He's a left footer. Burney is. And it's good. So as they come back up the field, the score is the San Francisco 49ers 13 The Green Bay Packers 10. 3 minutes, 59 seconds remaining to be played in the first half here at County Stadium in Milwaukee.
(13-10). I expected us to have a good football game, and it is. Both teams moving the football. I enjoy watching these two teams play.
Green Bay Packers deploy now to tee it up at the 35, and Bernie will kick it off. They've got Linville Elliott back there with Freddie Solomon. The 49ers have to field it.
And then they got another score here. The Cardinals are leading the Atlanta Falcons now in the second quarter, 24-6.
Atlanta Falcons in a tie for the top spot starting today in the Western Division.
They can't afford to give any ground to the Rams.
Bernie's kick, high end over in and deep. Solomon will not run it out. Touchback. Well, the Green Bay Packers said that they were dissatisfied with Chester Marco's distance on his kickoffs, which was one of the reasons that they cut him and brought on Bernie. He booted that one into the end zone. First and 10 now for the 49ers. They have the ball at their own 20.
Well, Bernie, you know, he made the 50-yarder earlier, too. He had made only one field goal in 4 games since replacing Marco.
Elliott and Cooper are the setbacks. Steve DeBerg. Great pitch to Elliott. Penalty marker goes down as Elliott goes across the 25. Terry Jones made the tackle, playing the nose tackle in place of Charles Johnson. And the Green Bay defense today.
Are we going to get a little hold in here?
Got a lot of holding.
That touchdown by Middleton is his second since October 12th. His first touchdown when he scored against Tampa.
Holding number 71. Offense.
Keith Farnhorst puts the ball back at the 10-yard line, makes it first down and 20 yards to go for the 49ers. Elliott out of bounds as he got across the 15. Ezra Johnson ran him out.
Never ceases to amaze me to watch a team score a touchdown. The defensive team goes on the field and gets aroused, and you could see in the hustle that time the Green Bay Packer defense stringing that play out. Great hustle on their part, trying to stop the 49ers right here and turn the ball over again to their offense in good field goal position. With 3:42 left, they'd have an opportunity to get on the scoreboard again.
Second and 13 at the 17-yard line. DeBerg. Elliott. Incomplete at the 35-yard line. Steve Luke made the hit. Steve Luke made the hit on Elliott. Incomplete.
The ball thrown right into coverage. Luke was deep outside. He threw it right into the teeth of the zone. They had a 3-deep zone. He was trying to get the ball before he got to Luke. Luke did not go up. There was a man on the outside going straight up the field. The ball drilled inside. Luke comes up and makes the hit.
Third down conversions. 49ers. Right here, 3rd and 13. Right guard goes wide to the left side. Freddie Solomon fire right to the right side. Woods and Cooper are the setbacks. That's Woods moving back to even up with Cooper. DeBerg. Over the middle to Woods. Spins off one tackler and moves to the 27. Not enough for the first down. It'll be 4th down now. Ezra Johnson made the stop. The punting unit comes on, led out there by Jim Miller, the rookie from the University of Mississippi. started today as the third leading punter in the National Football Conference. Ron Cassidy will be dropping back to field it for the Green Bay Packers. Clock is running.
He's got to have a tough foot to kick this ball barefoot like that.
That's Cassidy. Hits it to 34 and bounds back upfield. Goes out of bounds. Albino run back first and 10 to the 37-yard line. We are approaching the 2-minute warning. We've wound down to 2:51 now. Clock starts again on the snap. At halftime, NFL Today, the great unknowns.
You have any idea who they are?
As a matter of fact, I do. Neil Lomax of Portland State and Cliff Chapman and Sam Green.
A great unknown.
Sam Green from the University of Las Vegas. Chapman from Central State University, Edmond, Oklahoma. It's Turdell Middleton looking for a receiver. Turdell Middleton throws deep to Andra Thompson, incomplete. Penalty marker, possible interference call. You see Charles Cornelius making a protest. The report to the referee.
They're going to call it on Lofton. They're bringing it back. I guess it was Andra Thompson they're calling it on, not Lofton. Take a look right here. 3 guys going up. He probably did a good job to keep it from being intercepted. They weren't fooled by that play in any way. They had 2 people back covering on it. You would think that a play-action pass like that with a back throwing the thing would fool the defense. That time the San Francisco defenders were back waiting for it and made a good play on it. Also come out with a penalty.
Pass interference, number 89, offense.
Andra Thompson puts the ball back at the 27-yard line.
When you look at it, you see him going up fighting for the ball with 2 people there. He had to push a little bit to keep Dwight Hickson coming down with an interception.
First and 20 at the 27-yard line. Hickey ups it right over the middle is tight end Kaufman. At the 33-yard line, Scott Hilton made the tackle.
Good pressure this time on Dickey going back to throw the football. Fortunately, he had a quick rhythm pass call. He doesn't waste a lot of time delivering the ball, getting set. Good stride. There was a blitz coming by Harper. Kind of takes him down nicely. He didn't try to hurt him.
Second and 13 at the 34. 2:10 left to play in the half. Dickey swings it out to Ellis. Goes out of bounds at the 38-yard line.
I tell you, the first man really has a difficult time when he grabs Gary Ellis.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning. Clock has wound down now to 1 minute 57 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. San Francisco leading by a score of 13-10.
When you've got to rely on your vehicles, rely on AC Delco. AC fire ring spark plugs, AC filters, Delco shocks, and a battery even tougher than the Freedom. The maintenance-free Delco Freedom 2 battery with more efficient starting power. For over 50 years, hard-working people have relied on AC Delco parts for just about anything that moves.
AC Delco working hard for you.
And right now, AC Delco is making it possible for you to get the Delco Freedom 2 battery on sale at participating outlets.
Simple evolution. After 9 years, the Honda Civic has grown a trunk and 2 more doors, plus a lot of other simple features you'd expect to find in a roomy and comfortable sedan. But because it's a Honda, you also get incredible gas mileage. The Honda Civic 4-door sedan, it's simple evolution.
Honda, we make it simple.
Now at last it can be shown, the real world of gnomes and their constant battle with the evil trolls, as the best-selling book Gnomes comes to television Tuesday at 8/7 Central and Mountain.
Green Bay Packers have the ball now with 1 minute 57 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. They have it at their own 37-yard line, 38-yard line, make it. Third down and 9 yards to go.
Lynn Dickey's had a fine first half. He's 10 out of 14 for 94 yards. DeBerg 8 out of 14, 142 yards and a touchdown. Of course, their long ones, just Solomon.
Ball is marked ready for play. Middleton and Ellis are still the setbacks. Eddie Lee Avery not in there. That's Kaufman, tight end in motion across. That's Ellis. Got the first down, I think. He struggled for it. He was trying to get past the sticks. Sometimes when the stick holder pulls it back, it's deceptive.
Well, again, the first man has trouble bringing Gary Ellis down. He just is not going to be denied. You see the first man making the hit there, Scott Hilton. He continues fighting. Totolo, Dragon, and enough. It's going to be very close.
It's going to be short because when the stick holder pulls it back, it always looks as though you get past, and then when you stretch it out again, you don't. That's what's happened here. I think they're going to use the sticks to spot the ball at the inbounds marker because it's going to be fourth down coming up. And it is short.
Looks like they're going to go for it, too.
They are, and they're bringing in a two tight end alignment. Larson coming in to join Paul Kaufman. 1 minute 45 seconds remaining to be played in the half.
And a host of changes on the 49 defensive team as short yardage defense coming in. Greg Pookie.
That was Green Bay's first timeout.
Ball is marked ready. Fourth down and inches to go.
I think I'd call the play that Middleton scored the touchdown on.
He's in the left set. Ellis is in the right set. Ellis. Well, the linesman's going to mark it now. I think he made it. He was thrown back, but I think he made it.
I think he made it on second effort. They're going in the hurry-up offense right here, too. You see him going over the top, coming back off the pile, and then getting outside, picking up a little block by Middleton. If he does make it, and he's made it, it's enough for the first down.
First and 10, the clock says 1:39. Ball is at the 47-yard line of the Packers in their possession. 49ers are leading by a score of 13-10. Dickey's ready to go. Eddie Lee Avery lunges across to the 44-yard line. Scott Hilton. They're ready to go. A no-huddle offense here.
This is something you practice every day. The plays you call, you know exactly what you want to do.
Second down and a yard to go. And it's Ellis, first down. He'll be marked up there near the 40-yard line, first and 10, and timeout Green Bay.
Now let's go back and get some more information here as Lynn Dickey goes to the sidelines to
Time remaining inside upper right-hand corner of your screen, 1:03. That is the official time remaining to be played in the first half.
Over there talking to, boy, if you can't get information out of those two, you can't get information. Zeke and Bratkowski and Bart Starr.
Bill Walsh, the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, former head coach at Stanford. Before that, as an assistant coach, architect of a number of offensive designs in the National Football League.
I like the way they throw the football. They don't have to read coverages. You can take a young quarterback and he can be successful throwing the football. And you've seen a big improvement in DeBerg's play since Walsh has come, and Steve talks about that. But you're looking at a man right there, Dickey, on the sidelines coming back in, who was really suffering at the beginning of the year of confidence when the team was struggling. But now he has a lot of confidence. He's been playing well lately. He's the leader of this Green Bay Packer offensive team.
First and 10 at the 40. They have 3 wide receivers in the ball game. The Packers have 1 timeout remaining. Lofton in motion back to the inside. Len Dickey to Lofton. Incomplete. He tried the diving catch. Stops the clock with 58 seconds left in the half. 2nd and 10. Green Bay at the 49ers 40-yard line.
Good rush that time. Lawrence Pillars, number 65, getting in there. Getting a pretty good rush. And Dickey has to throw the ball. Take a look. The right defensive end. Going around Tim Stokes. Even though he was behind him, he forced Dickey back in the pocket. Another ball that Lofton should have caught that ball.
Penalty against the Green Bay Packers. Being marked off now. Back to the 50-yard line.
Holding number 68. Offense.
Greg Cook.
A very costly penalty, too, because he'd have made the reception. They're inside of the 40-yard line. They're getting very close again to Tom Burney's range.
1st and 20 at the 50-yard line. Clock starts on the snap. 58 seconds left in the half. 49ers leading 13-10. Dickey gets it to Eddie Lee Ivory. Tries to get to the sideline. Didn't make it, says the official. Keep it rolling. At the 48-yard line, Charles Johnson had the tackle.
Play's eating up a lot of seconds on that clock as you see it up in the right-hand corner.
2nd and 18 at the 48-yard line. Dickey. Lofton. Lofton to the outside. Goes out of bounds, stops the clock. He's at the 25-yard line.
Good throw and a real smart play by a veteran receiver. Here he comes. San Francisco back in deep zones, not wanting to get beat deeply. Ball thrown in, but he realizes he's in trouble. What's he look for? Sidelines. And he gets out of bounds and stops the clock.
We have 21 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. The Green Bay Packers have the ball 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 25-yard line.
When they picked up 23 yards on that pass, and they are in Mr. Burney's range now.
Ivory and Ellis are the setbacks. Dickey gets it to Ivory. It'll be marked outside the 21 timeout signal, and the Packers have spent their last time out of the half.
He wanted to go to Lofton, and he couldn't. Had to go to Ivory, but Ivory was covered real well that time by Terry Totolo. The fact that it was in bounds as it was, they down to 13 seconds, they had to use their timeout.
It'll be 2nd and 7, just inside the 22-yard line, as Dickey again talks it over with the board of strategy. Starr taking a look out onto the field.
They have to be very careful here because they'd like to throw one in the end zone with 13 seconds and pick up a touchdown, but they do not want to complete one in bounds, so they end up missing the opportunity for the field goal.
So the conference continues. can see time remaining in set in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, 13 seconds. As the clock starts on the snap. Bill Walsh of the 49ers.
I'm sure he'd settle right now for the field goal attempt, but he certainly doesn't want to give up a touchdown here on this play. And they're not going to take any chances on the completion.
Field goal unit's coming onto the field. Field goal unit comes on. Tom Burney, who's had a 50-yarder here today. Beverly holds for him.
That was the decision. They could not take that chance, and if they completed it in bounds, they could get another playoff and get the people on to kick the field goal.
So this will be a 40-yard attempt. He had a 50 that barely got over. This is a 40. He's a left footer. Tom Burney of Michigan State. 40-yarder. It's good. It is good. And the score is tied. The Green Bay Packers 13 and the 49ers 13. Burney with field goals of 50 yards and 40 yards.
When he made the first one, you knew that he liked the situation of having to go in right here. You see the clock, only 8 seconds left to go in and try to get the tie here. But I'm sure that if he had missed the earlier one, he certainly would like to have gone in right at this particular point of the game.
Green Bay Packers have battled back now to even up the score as we approach the halftime intermission. They'll kick it off. Burney will do the kicking. Solomon and Linville Elliott have deployed deep.
Burney was only 1 out of 4 coming into this game. He's improved his average considerably.
For the season, as a matter of fact, the Packers had made only 3 in 7 attempts with Marcole and Burney. Line drive. Solomon at the 13 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25. And he is cut down at the 28-yard line. And it was Mike Douglas on the tackle.
Well, I saw the man here earlier down on the field before the game. That San Francisco made this play famous if they want to go for the old alley-oop pass. R.C. Owens.
Steve DeBerg still in there at quarterback, brings them up now. Solomon in a wide right, Dwight Clark in a wide left.
You know who's playing safety? James Lofton.
Lofton is in there at safety. Lofton at safety. Here is Elliott with the ball. Cuts back, cuts down at the 31-yard line, and time has run out. That is the end of the first half. And so, both teams head for the locker room, having seen the 49ers take an early lead, and then the Green Bay Packers battle back with a 40-yard field goal. They have tied it by a score of 13 to 13 at the end of the first half.
In this country, winter isn't a season. It's a warning, telling you it's time to move down from the cold, down toward a place called Miller Time, and the best tasting beer you can find.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear.
Miller High Life.
If you got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
Allstate challenges you. Find your homeowner's insurance policy, then bring it in and compare.
I personally accept Allstate's challenge.
Because all homeowners insurance is not alike. Allstate could show you ways to get more for your money.
Allstate's thrown us a challenge. Keep looking.
Allstate homeowners insurance could give you more value for the money. So find your policy and bring it in.
I found it.
You found it? You're in good hands with Allstate. That's a promise.
An important message from Presto. More and more of today's cars, K-cars, X-bodies, most imports, have lightweight aluminum parts in their cooling systems. These vital engine parts need aluminum antifreeze protection. Put in Prestone 2, and you've got it. Prestone has a patented silicone silicate formula that forms a tough protective barrier to lock out rust and aluminum corrosion. For aluminum, for all metals, Prestone 2. No wonder we're #1.
Tonight on Archie Bunker's Place, can a fast-talking real estate agent convince Archie to set up and move on? Next, it's the season premiere of One Day at a Time. Barbara loses her temper when her college professor makes advances. Then on Alice, Mel's bright idea puts him and the girls in the doghouse.
We're prisoners.
And on the Jeffersons, everyone's hot for Hawaii except George.
Why ain't that great?
Then who shot J.R.? The mystery continues to unfold on part 2 of the season premiere of Dallas. Comedy and mystery tonight.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger with Irv Cross. They are about to declare a national holiday in New York. Take a look at the scoreboard. This is a team that was averaging 13 points a game, the Giants, against a team giving up fewer than 20 a Sunday. They are tied as they start the fourth quarter at 35. Wait till you see the highlights. Chicago blowing away Washington. Although the Redskins have snapped back with 2 second-half touchdowns, it is now 35-14 in the fourth period. Pittsburgh 24, Tampa Bay 21, still plenty of time there. Doug Williams hit Ricky Bell with an 8-yard scoring pass. Bradshaw 23 yards to Lynn Swan in that game. San Francisco and Green Bay, even now, of course, many of you enjoying that game. How about field goal kicker Tom Burney, 50 and 40 yards. 21-6, the Cleveland Browns, according to the Greek, are now favored to unseat the Pittsburgh Steelers and win the AFC Central. Charles White has scored twice, each time on a 5-yard touchdown run. Detroit losing to Minnesota by a score of 10-0 as Ted Brown takes a 67-yard scoring pass from quarterback Kramer. And the St. Louis Cardinals upending Atlanta. Good news there for Los Angeles Ram fans, 24-6. Bad news, though, for the Atlanta Falcons fans. Hey, how about some of those players from the small, unheard-of colleges around the country?
Every once in a while you find a diamond in the rough, Brent. You know, a couple of weeks ago we showed you likely Heisman Trophy candidates. Well, today we're going to look at the great unknowns. Some of the best players you'd never heard of who are likely to go high in the NFL draft to clubs warmed by the thought that history repeats itself.
Few NFL clubs took notice when this young man graduated from SMU in 1954. But when he retired from the NFL, everyone knew all about Raymond Berry. In 1961, the Los Angeles Rams drafted this prospect from obscurity in South Carolina. He soon was appointed the Secretary of Defense, David Deacon Jones. But perhaps the greatest success story involving an unknown player centered on this 1954 University of Louisville star. The hope of finding another Johnny Unitas excites men like Gil Brandt of the Dallas Cowboys.
As a scout, there's a great deal of self-satisfaction when you can find players at smaller schools that go on to star.
The stars are shining ever so brightly in the small college ranks this year, like Sam Green, wide receiver for the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. He's the owner of a great pair of hands, and he has that big play ability.
He's a John Jefferson type of receiver, and this is what everybody's looking for in our wide-open game today.
There's no such thing as too many great running backs. And number 31, Clifford Chapman, demands respect. He has rushed for better than 3,000 yards in his career at Central State University in Edmond, Oklahoma.
The amazing thing about Clifford Chapman is he's almost 6'2", 225 pounds, and he holds the NAI record for the 100-meter dash in his area.
On defense, remember the name of Don Washington, a Texas A&I safety. He's picked off 17 passes in his college career.
He's big, he's fast, and he has a unique ability of being able to close on a receiver. He will be one of the first defensive backs taken in the country come May when the draft is held.
But perhaps the first unknown to be drafted this year will be Portland State's record-setting quarterback.
Neil Lomax undoubtedly will be the surprise of the draft. He is big, he's strong, he's smart, he's got mobility. He reminds me a lot of Roger Staubach. He has the ability to make a team a contender within a few years. He has great ability for a small college player.
What kind of a day did Neil Lomax have yesterday, Brent?
Not too bad, Irv. He completed 16 passes, 8 for touchdowns, threw for 311 yards, and Portland State defeated Delaware State 105-0. And NFL Today continues on CBS after these messages from your local stations.
It's predictable. Go to a movie about cops and there's bound to be at least one high-speed chase. Hot pursuit. But what happens when it's for real? Watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.
a sure indication that the NFC is coming back. Look at all these highlights, Herb. They hadn't put that many touchdowns up in the last 3 seasons, all the teams in the NFC. Let's start by taking a look at Dallas. And Danny White has been intercepted 4 times today. Now, here's Brad Van Pelt. It was scoreless at the time in the first period, and then Phil Simms went to work, and he hit Ernest Gray for a score.
Having a phenomenal day. Of course, Gray makes a good catcher, bringing the ball in prior to going out of bounds for the score.
Here's another interception. It's the left shoulder that's bothering Danny, but he's not throwing well.
Brad Van Pelt once again, eh?
Indeed. And then Simms, with the tackle eligible, went to George Martin for the score. Oh, watch this screen right down the middle of Ron Springs.
Really great. The Cowboys caught the Giants in the proper defense, coming at them with a blitz. Of course, Springs right up the pike, uses his speed to simply outrun the secondary.
Then the Cowboys snapped back, tied it at 28. And the extra point following this burst by Robert Newhouse for 29 yards and a Cowboy touchdown. And Tony Dorsett is having a fabulous day.
Terrific days. Over 168 yards rushing so far, Brent. And of course, he's still going.
Now watch Tom Mulledy, tight end with an outstanding pair of hands. This knotted it late in the third period. You can see the umbrellas. It's pouring in New Jersey, folks. Washington and Chicago on a clear day in Soldier Field. And here comes Peyton up the middle on a trap play, 51 yards.
Boy, people have been asking, where's Peyton been? Well, there he is, folks, number 34, eh?
Then Evans went to 89. James Scott, 40 yards and a touchdown.
This is an immediate pass, but Evans has tremendous strength, has the ability to split the zones, and, of course, his touchdown pass number 1.
Growling for the first time this year. Evans now to Peyton, 54 yards and a Chicago score.
Watch how easily he throws the ball. He threw it off his back foot, leaning backward, and just flicking it with his wrist. Of course, Sweetness does the rest.
And a former Trojan star, Evans, does it again to Scott, 12 yards and a touchdown. But it turned around in the second half. Quickly, Theismann went to Ricky Clayton. Then, Chicago fumbled, and the Redskins' Monty Coleman pounced on the ball. Right there. Theismann ran in from 7 yards out.
This is what everybody looks for. A quarterback who has the ability to move and get out of there when the pocket breaks down, and Joe picks up a score.
And the Redskins made it 3 straight touchdowns as Theismann went to number 83. Ricky Thompson, 12 yards. It is now 35-21. Jack Pardee and the Skins are right back in it. Now let's send you back to the stadium and the game you're enjoying on CBS.
And it's halftime here in Milwaukee. With the score tied, the San Francisco 49ers 13 and the Green Bay Packers 13. And very shortly we'll be resuming.
Harry, you've been gone for hours. Didn't they have a muffler for your car?
Should have gone to Midas.
Did you get a guarantee this time?
I should have gone to Midas.
So how much did you spend?
I should have gone to Midas.
Before you go anywhere else for a muffler, come to Midas, and you won't go anywhere else.
So tell me, Harry, how come you didn't go to Midas?
It pays to Midasize.
Well, looks like you lead a comfortable life.
I do okay.
Now, let me tell you something. You do better in comfortable clothes. Like Hager Magic Stretch.
Hey, a stretch waistband.
Special stretch woven fabric, too.
Nice.
And Hager has lots of great looks that won't squeeze your wallet. In Hager Magic Stretch, you'll feel as good as you look.
What could be better?
How about this?
Your car, sir. My car? My car?
No reading, no writing, no arithmetic, no job. Isn't that the truth? Especially if you're black or Chicano. I'm Willie Harper of the San Francisco 49ers, and this is my wife, Roxanne.
Willie and I are both volunteers with the Urban League, and we work with young people. This is the Urban League Street Academy, an alternative high school for youngsters who have had a difficult time adjusting in the public school system.
These young people get solid help here. When I was growing up, I was in a program like this. Without it, I'd have never gone to college. You know, we have 3 children, and we want a good life for them. But we also want to do what we can do to help the young people in our community. That's why we're involved.
Thanks to this program, the United Way works here.
Thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way, right?
Right.